my name is Martin, welcome back to another video. This may look familiar. It's a hellhole that I never wanted to come to again because it's so difficult to get down here, shall we say. Where are we?
We're in Colliery and behind us is the Moston Brook, downstream. It's 30 degrees outside, it's absolutely cracking flags and it's quite tranquil down here. And I brought an ice cream with me.
We both brought ice creams.
So they don't melt down here apparently, yeah, so we can enjoy an ice cream.
Here, so they don't melt?
No. Anyway,
right, so you're probably wondering why we're here. We didn't need to come here and I never wanted to come here again, as much as it is interesting. Moston Brook, further upstream, is called the Moston Brook. Now if you remember, in the past we came down here and we did a little culvert that's at the bottom end behind the camera. I'm not going in there, we've done it. But I just thought I'd come down here to do a quick intro to this video about the Moston Brook. We're going to go to the source. So this is featured so much in our videos, quite a few of our videos. So we've found the source. It's a little bit interesting. There's a mystery tunnel, as I've mentioned in the intro. When I say mystery tunnel, we're not quite sure what it was for, so we're going to put up a couple of hypotheses. Nice to be back. Once I'm out, I'll be fine, because once I get out alive, I'll be all right. Anyway, thank you. Enjoy your ice cream.
Lovely, thank you.
Right, lots of moths in here. I think this is where we take refuge in the daytime, like a lot of moths. So we're trying to go easy on the moths. Oh my God. Right, so journey begins. So where are we, Roy?
Well, we're somewhere below Chadderton now, area of Oldham. Behind us, and what we're actually in right now is what's called the Valluable Brook. And this is not technically the source of the Moston Brook, but it kind of is.
So an obscure water course called the Valluable Brook. I've heard of this because there's the Bower Hotel in Chadderton, so I'm sort of kind of aware of it. But it's a bit of a shithole, shall we say. So we're going to go downstream in the Valluable Brook, going to continue to walk behind the camera, and eventually we'll see where the Moston Brook starts, which turns into the Moston Brook, which is that thing that was coming out the hole in the wall where we did the intro. We start at the Valluable Brook. Okay, so as always, where are we this week? We're about 3.5 miles northeast of Manchester city centre in an area called New Moston on the border with an area called Failsworth. At the source there, up there, we're right next door to the Rochdale canal, and the Moston Brook, or Moston Brook, takes a convoluted route down towards the River Irk. Here is the Moston Brook, as it's called at this point, meeting the River Irk at near Colliery Road. And being a seasoned explorer, I can show you that confluence of the Moston Brook and the River Irk. Here we are. Comes out a little archway there into the River Irk. Moston Brook has provided us with hours of entertainment. If you may remember this video that we did last year, 2024. This was interesting, but that's a whole other video that you can find on my channel. Anyway, this week we're going to the source of this wonderful little brook. So who have you got with us? Obviously we've got Roy, we've got James. Hello, where have you been? You've not been in a video for ages, have you?
You say this every time, I'm in it all the time.
And we've got Mr. Porno Movie yourself, it's Parky from Sheffield. Not Party Pants, Parky Pants, Marky, Parky, Marcus, Marky, Parky. There he is, in his camouflage as per usual. Yep. So in the title of the video we've said Mystery Tunnel. Now I'm not trying to ham it up or anything or do a bit of a ghost hunting or anything like that, but we have got a tunnel here and we're not quite sure what it is, so we're going to offer some hypothesis.
Yeah, so mystery indeed. To my left is a grand staircase, a brick staircase, and goes off in a different direction completely to the brook. And it's actually dry apart from a bit of surface water in there. I've done a bit of digging on the maps, it's not really turned up much. There is a few, as I say, hypotheses.
There's what we call the step irons all the way down, but it's not a shaft. The step pines all the way along, so it's for, as Roy points out, it's for people to grab over as they go up these steps. There must have been a fair old flow of water here at one time, where it must have been notorious amongst the workmen. Anyway, we'll take you into Mystery Tunnel. To me it looks a bit sewerish, because it's got that shape, hasn't it? It's obviously very old, very old. Something ahead here now. Nice bit of a pipe. So we've got something joining there, and a manhole. That's how deep we are. Not mega deep, but deep enough. So we'll walk on. Right, so bricked up, Roy, what's going on here?
Yes, bricked up indeed. So the Mystery Tunnel comes to an abrupt end, and behind me is a shaft that's been punctured in. Now occasionally, if you listen, you can hear the sound of light railway above us. We're actually below the Hollinwood Metrolink tram stop, literally it's above us, okay? It used to be a railway station, Hollinwood Station, on the old Lancashire and Yorkshire Railway. That was long since defunct, and it now serves as the Metrolink. And as I say, every often you'll hear a tram pulling in and out.
So what was our mystery bricked up tunnel that ends so abruptly, that obviously had quite a bit of flow going down it at one point because of those step pines down the bottom end? What could it have been? Here we are in the Hollinwood area, and you've got the Rochdale canal, and you've got Oldham Road there going up to Oldham. That's comes from Manchester to Oldham. This here is Hollinwood, and this is where the Roxy Cinema used to be, for people that know. Big junction here on the Manchester Outer Ring Road, the M60. But if we turn time backwards, you will see there used to be a canal here. There it is. It was called the Hollinwood Branch Canal, and it came off the Ashton Canal, the one that came from Manchester to Ashton, and it came off at Droylsden. But here it is coming up here, now long defunct, the Hollinwood Branch Canal, by the way. And what you've got here is if I can find it, a basin here, and it's called Bradley Bent Basin. So could it be that this tunnel was an overflow for the basin there down to the Bower Brook, because that is probably the nearest watercourse? That's hypothesis one. We can't prove that, we're not sure. Here is hypothesis 2. So here in the same area, just in Hollinwood, was a big reservoir called Hollinwood Reservoir, and it's a canal feeder. It fed that Hollinwood Branch Canal, which is there. If we just take time forward and look at what is there now, you'll see it's football pitches, synthetic football pitches. So that reservoir is long since gone. Could it be that this reservoir had an overflow that went down towards the Bower Brook? It would have had to have gone this way towards Hollinwood Station, and you can just see the Bower Brook there, bottom left, just disappearing into a culvert. I'm a bit of a romantic. I like the idea that this was canal related, and particularly related to a canal that's now long since defunct. Okay, so hypothesis number 3 requires us to leave Mystery Tunnel, walk back down these steps into the Bower Brook and walk downstream. And this is the hypothesis that probably holds water, if you'll pardon the pun. In fact, you'll see there's very little water in here at the minute, but this is the Bower Brook. As we walk downstream, we will see these awful, disgusting rags hanging from the ceiling, which usually indicate that there's been some sewage contamination in here, and also that just shows you how high the water has been here in the past. But these ain't here for no reason. You'll see all sorts of things leaching through here as well. Ochre staining. As we dodge through. Oh, they're touching me, they're touching me. They're touching you.
It's a refreshing wipe to the face.
Now, hypothesis 3 is Roy's theory, and as you see this, we approach here. We're approaching a modern sewer overflow system that's been chopped into the culvert of the Bower Brook. There's the Bower Brook carrying on. But if you look to your left, we think that tunnel there replaces Mystery Tunnel. This modern system has been put in to replace Mystery Tunnel. I can see how it makes sense. So this thing here, probable sewer overflow system, links up to a main trunk sewer. Why have they had to cut this in and block up Mystery Tunnel? Well, the reason is, if you look at what's happened in the area recently, or in the past 20 odd years, 25 years, they've put in the Manchester Inner Ring Road, which is a huge motorway called the M60 that runs round the outside of Manchester. And around about, like I say, 25 years ago, this whole area, they played havoc with it. That's why the Roxy Cinema got bulldozed and came down, and there was all sorts that went on. So they've probably, at that point, got rid of that old sewer overflow system and put this modern concrete one in. And you can see the big junction on the motorway and its proximity to the Bower Brook. And hypothesis 3 is what Roy thinks, and it's probably the most likely. I'm just being an old romantic, wanting it to relate back to the old canal system. But hey ho, there you go. There's our theories on the Mystery Tunnel. And so to conclude, although we can kind of work out what it may have been, it still remains Mystery Tunnel. Right, who's brought who's served the sandwiches?
Parky.
Have you made sandwiches?
Yep.
Fresh from Sheffield?
Yep.
We're very much looking forward to them. What do you think he's made?
Jam sandwiches.
Cyanide sandwiches.
Cyanide?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been threatening that all day. You're a little bit dirty there, boy.
I know.
What have you been doing?
Well.
Brew.
So unfortunately we've only got 3 cups, so me and James will have to share one because he's only brought 3 cups. Marky, are you getting the cracking out, what?
Yeah, we'll get that. Do it.
Get that. Is it, meat? What's the bread that's on it?
That's panini, ciabatta bread.
Oh,
lovely.
Parky.
Didn't have cling film, so I had to double bag them.
Oh, for
what can you do?
Freshness, Parky, freshness.
Well, yeah.
You do know we have to mark your sandwich, don't you?
Dear.
Give the viewers the insight into why you've made this.
It's like I used to have at my grandparents a lot before COVID, and as soon as I was like having to make a sandwich, I just got reminded of that. So, yeah.
What do you rate the sandwich?
Out of 10, yeah, 7.5. Yeah. It was different bread which I like. Cheese were nice, pepperoni, but everything was nice. Spread. Pepperoni. Just a little bit dry, but it was a good sandwich.
This is the finest thing I've eaten since 1421. I've just picked this sandwich up.
Try to chew it.
I'm not sure which monarch was on the throne. One of the warrior kings. Right.
Well, to be honest, I was going to give him a 7.5 as well, but I think that's a bit harsh. It was a bit dry, but that garlic spread and everything you put, it made up for it. So I'm going to give you 7.9.
I want to give it a 7.
Right, yeah.
But you made it, you made the effort, you brought them all the way over from Sheffield. So I'm going to give you a 7.5.
Thank you.
Thanks, Parky. Whose goes it next?
You?
Back to you.
Is he not back to you?
I've done them in a video that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
So it's back to
Me.
you, actually. So
you?
James
Right.
next. Last time Roy ate so well, Lydia Becker was living in the hall and writing letters to Charles Darwin. This is fine food, Parky. You've done well, boy.
Right, enough of this sandwich nonsense. Let's get back into the culvert.
And so the journey continues down the Bower Brook through this long brick section. What we're looking for is a watercourse on our left called the Hollinwood Brook. We will eventually get there, but as we walk down this section, you will see the familiar sight of ochre staining, iron oxide leaching in. And it's usually an indication that there's been mining activity in the area, and there was, but these mines are long since closed. They probably closed in the early 1900s.
If you look on the old maps, there's an old colliery called Bower Colliery.
Right.
And that is why some of this iron staining, ochre, leachate stuff's coming through.
Long gone though, long gone. I mean, we can't talk about collieries that went probably 1900s, early 1900s or even before, because they've not been mining in this area for years. This is an image of the Moston Brook in 1913, just downstream from where we are. You can see why they culverted it, can't you? It looks like an absolute no man's land. So much land that the brook just meanders through that would become prime North Manchester land for housing and factories. This picture here is 1910, and again the same story. It's like it's in the middle of nowhere. This would all be encroached upon by industry, and whatever this contaminated soil or whatever this soil contained now leaches through into these culverts. And then when we meet the Hollinwood Brook, the Moss Brook is born. It's a bit like the Mersey, where the meeting of the Tame and the Goyts meet in Stockport. It just forms a completely new river. Well, that's the case here with the Moston Brook. You'll be glad after. Are you cool? He's turned his baseball bat backwards like it's 1995. Wow. What are you making these strange noises back? It's DJ Parky. It's DJ Parky and the Bash Street Kids. Oh, Parky, you look so cool with your baseball cap backwards. Thank you. So why have we come up this shaft that's been cut into the culvert? Well, I want to show you something, and I've had to go back a long way here to a very old map, 1830s, and you can see how it's all just fields, which is reflected in those photos I showed you before, in the 1900s. Anyway, you'll see that Hollinwood Avenue is called Bower Lane, and you can see there the Birch and Bower rope mills, and so we know where the Bower Brook got its name from, don't we? But as we move down here, we're going downstream on the Bower Brook. I want to introduce you to this nameless watercourse, which you can only find on a very, very old map. And here it is, not very long, a tiny little watercourse. Looks like it's in its own valley, and it joins the Bower Brook there. Probably arises from a spring in a field somewhere. Well, we think this entire shaft is to accommodate that watercourse. So let me just show you, it's still running now in 2025. And there it is, coming in at a higher level. It probably ran downhill at one point, but now it runs down a concrete pipe to meet the Bower Brook. Now they've had to probably do all this because it probably picks up when there's rainfall. It's been very dry recently, so when there's rainfall this probably gets a little bit feisty, so it's had to be accommodated. Change of section now. We're in a concrete U section, for want of a better description. We are going to meet the Hollinwood Brook soon, but firstly I need to have my knees completely wrecked in a scene from the film It, and it really is. Okay, so at this point I'd like to bring in the Rochdale Canal on the left. You can just see it says canal at the top there. And in my circle you'll see it says overflow weir. And you'll see that the Bower Brook at this point on the old map, 1898, is still running open. It's not in a culvert. We know that currently now it is in a culvert. But look at the weir, the overflow weir, and the Bower Brook. So the canal can basically overflow into the brook, which is at a lower level. Let's go to that spot. Right, so here we are, Rochdale Canal. And we're Moston, Chadderton sort of border. And we're on the other side now of where we are in the chamber. And if you walk down the Rochdale Canal, you'll see that grill there. Right, that's an overflow grill, see it? So we're going to have a look in there from this side, just to give you the perspective both ways. What do you reckon? So here we go. So quite often canals will utilise nearby watercourses to provide an overflow facility for them. This is inside this particular one. There you go, a bit of an insight for you. And I want you to clock that pipe, that concrete pipe there. You know what's coming, but clock that concrete pipe and out we come. Can we stand inside there immediately?
No, because what it is a concrete pipe. It's all been modernised, which drops down at an angle, and I tried climbing up it, so it went round a bend and it was very small and confined, so not easily you can't get to the brick chamber at the top.
So can you believe it, here we are at the bottom of that canal overflow. Now it'll have changed recently, that it would have never used to be like this. This is a modernised version of how it would have originally been built. It goes up to the Rochdale Canal. You can feel the warmth coming out of there, can't you, James?
Oh yeah.
It reminds you that it's a warm day outside.
It's cool down here.
Cool down. It is very cool down there. I think when we get out we're going to be hit by the heat. Anyway, that's goes up to the Rochdale Canal. So I'm now going to take you up there and show you the other side of that when we filmed it on a different day. Are you going up there, James, to show the viewers?
No.
We might. Yeah. I want to go up, but shall we go up for a laugh?
I think we should.
Like it's your kind of thing, that?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. You're not going up? No. So it's a bit awkward going up here, but we'll see. I'll have to just film in a bit when we get further up.
Just a bit, and it gets narrower up here, the pipe's shrinking.
There's the boys down there. Yeah. If it shrinks, we'll just turn back.
Well, let's just crack on, because I think it'll be worth it.
Yeah, of course it will.
Well, shrink here now.
It's amazing. Not good, not good. bit treacherous on the old knees. Does it open up to a chamber there?
Yes.
We've got to be quiet because when we get to the top, people walking down the canal will hear us and ring the fire brigade. Roy's at the top already.
What do you think to that then? Is it worth it?
Oh shit. Right, so we're going to send Uncle up to see if we can get a shot out on the canal, but it's going to shock a few people, obviously.
How was that?
Oh, it killed on the knees. Stop for power station all over again.
I need to go back.
Ah, shit.
Horrendous.
That's not good.
Going back for pictures?
So here you'll see that the Moston Brook, which is tributary of the Bower Brook, runs in here through a grill. It's very muddy and it's very backed up, and depending on the time of year you come, this gets cleaned out by friends of Moston Brook. They're just volunteers.
And if you look round, we're in a bit of a glade here. Up there, I run up there along the canal. And I knew this was here. I didn't think it was low down like this in a little valley. But as you look down these places, right, if you look down there where the little stream ran, little watercourse ran, this whole thing here, right, is a look back in time. This is how North Manchester would have been. Well, most of Manchester would have been just little glades and watercourses and woods and just wild. And that's why when we look at these places, we say Ancoats, what was it, the cottage in the field near the brook or something. This is why, because it was like this. This is a shot back in time, really. And I know you're sort of saying, well, you're stating the bleeding obvious there, but it's rare around here where there's so many factories and housing estates, and just up here there's more factories and housing estates, but this little bit here, you can imagine travellers, can't you, walking down here and to cross there and getting muddy feet and walking over to the inn. Look at this. So yeah, I think that's a manhole there. That's a manhole with all them bricks coming down. So that is the screen that's silted up. Remember the corn brook? Look at the bulbs behind that. And if we go out there, there you go. And so the obscure Bower Brook meets the obscure Hollinwood Brook, and combined there will be the Moston Brook, and it will run on through Moston into Harpray, where it will change its name to the Moss Brook, and it will go through culverts that we've known and we've walked through, and eventually in Colliehurst as the Moss Brook it will finally meet the River Irk. Okay, so we've got a change here now. into stone. Look at that big piece of stone there ready to fall out. Look at that thing there, that's ready to go. So Roy, can you come forth please and tell us what it is?
Okay, so we're about to go under the Rochdale canal, and obviously stone, as you know, is going to be stronger than brick. So we're just below the canal towpath, a few metres away, and it'll curve off to the left, you'll see in the distance there, and that's the point where we're underneath the Rochdale canal and it comes up the other side.
Now this would have been a standalone culvert. Whenever you get into canal territory, things get very, very old. So you're looking at late 1700s for this culvert, and either side the Moston Brook would have probably ran open, so it would have been, like I say, a standalone culvert. The stone, is that a mason's mark? I don't know, could be. Oh, that's a mason's mark. Look at that. Look at that mason's mark there. That is making me very nervous, because it's not just the fact that one could fall out, it could bring the whole block down. Anyway, let's go underneath the Rochdale Canal. Amazing, isn't it, the different materials. We've gone from concrete, brick, and now we're in this incredible stone bit. This is bloody amazing. Look at this. The size of them blocks, just incredible, isn't it? So are we near the exit yet, Roy?
Yeah, about 500 yards down here. We see daylight. Yeah, so we're into a brick section down here. We're coming towards the end of our journey.
If you look at the distortion on the brick section ahead of us, look how it's bowed out of shape through years and years of landfill on top of it and all sorts of layers going over the top. This tunnel is not in good nick at this point. Look at the cracks here. This really disturbed me, these cracks in the stone block at this point. To me, this needs serious attention. Look at that. So the whole thing seems to be under weight and under pressure, and it's shifting and moving with all these cracks. So we got out rather sharpish.
This bit here gives me the willies. Every time I come under here, you just want to get past it. There it's fractured.
And this part of the Moston Brook, look at this. No one can hear you scream. Look at that, look at that. Yeah, but let's get out. Here it is, yeah. Don't see it. The whole front face is stripping away. Look at it. How many courses that is before we're in back to Earth. And finally, looks like we're at daylight. Anyway, there you go. That was the start, the source of the Moston Brook, which becomes the Moss Brook. And I probably showed you a few little clips of what it does downstream, and we did the intro downstream. Roy, thanks for showing us and guiding us. He's been here a few times, done recce's, so he knows his shit when it comes to this thing up here. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Back home, back in North Manchester. We'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.
In a bit.